Space Watchers, and welcome back to our weekly nugget, where we discuss the news of the week. Today, we want to highlight ESA's annual press conference, an annual conference where the DG, Josef Aschbacher, presents the result of the past year and discusses the goals and targets of 2025. When it comes to ESA's 2024 highlights, the DG mentioned 13 satellites, among which ERA and Healthcare, and the successful launches of both Ariane-6 and Vega-C, which mark the return of Europe to have an independent rocket for its purposes, and the opening of the Luna facility in Germany. The annual budget is confirmed to be around 7.7 billion euro per year. The major contributions to ESA's budget are member states, which contribute approximately to 62% of the total ESA budget. Among the member states, France is the main contributor with roughly 1 billion, which is 21.3% of the total. Germany is the second with 951 million, 18.8%. And Italy is the third with a budget of 800 million, 15.8%. By domain, the major investments remain in Earth observation, confirming ESA's policy and strategy to invest heavily in imageries for environmental purposes. The budget reserved for Earth observation, in fact, is 33% of the total, followed by navigation, which takes up to 12% of the budget, and transportation with 9.8% of the total budget. So Earth observations, navigation, and transportation are the three main strategic fields out of these categories, which will be the most important project of 2025. When it comes to Earth observation, we will see more Copernicus satellites launches. When it comes to navigation, Galileo PRS should reach initial operational capability by the end of 2025, and IRIS², which should go through its preliminary design review and tech validation again in the next 12 months. Transportation will see 5 launches of Ariane-6 and 4 launches of Vega-C, and we will see an implementation of Space Radar, Prometheus, and Themis, which are all part of the ESA's attempt to test reusable rockets within the European Rocket Challenge. There is an interesting missing point in this presentation, which is the connection with the military and the defense industry, well exemplified by this slide. So as you can see, the US budget for the military and defense is ramping up, and the Space Force is now receiving more funds than NASA, as you can see. This is obviously a delicate topic because ESA is a civil body sponsored by member states and partially by the Union. So it's very tricky to say that it is ESA's role to lead the discussion on how space should be involved with the defense sector. It's also tricky because Europe is not the United States. We are not one country. We are a union of states. So I think, in my opinion, asking ESA to lead the discussion when it comes to space for defense and space for military is a bit tricky, is maybe a bit unfair. However, on the other hand, it's fair to say that it seems that some of ESA's priorities are a bit out of touch with reality. The fact that the US is ramping up its space military budget, and in the meantime, we are discussing about the beauty of the images of Euclid, it seems a bit misaligned with some critical needs that maybe, and this is maybe the point, the Union still does not want to acknowledge. Seems everyone is hiding under the sand. I'm not sure where the responsibility lies. Do we need another European body, maybe similar to Space Force, that deals with the defense dimension? Or if not, should ESA steer more proactively the conversation towards military needs? And how much should we allocate to these needs? Because, of course, if you listen to the militaries, they will tell you that all the budget has to be allocated for the needs, but this is obviously biased. So there is a tricky equilibrium that needs to be achieved, but it needs to be achieved now. It requires coordination, bold choices, and maybe unpopular choices sometimes, and strategy on multiple levels. I don't think on one side that it's correct to oversimplify this scenario or to always point the finger at ESA every time, accusing them of not being enough involved in the military sector, because it might not be their role. But we do need someone to take up this role. We need a strong leadership in these rough times, and we need bold strategies, and we need them now. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, and I will see you next week.